Okay, good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to League Season 4, Week 2. We got Fad Keys. Tonight, we are featuring Mogliacci with Orange versus Waffle House Drive-Thru with Salty Fry. My name is Radical Sniper 99, and tonight I'm joined by Homemade Beer. How's it going?
Hey, Radical Sniper, how are you doing? Doing good tonight.
Yeah, this is great. We're into definitely different mode from last season. A lot of people remember and really love 80 keys. Well, they decided to mix it up a little bit this season, and we're going with Fad Keys. What is Fad Keys?
Yeah, Fad Keys, fun mode. So 80 keys is a really fun way to play Key Sanity where you're not punished by dipping pendant dungeons, because in Ad Keys, you have to complete every dungeon in the game. Well, in Fad Keys, we mix it up a little bit by forcing the Castle Tower keys to be in their vanilla locations, which means that the runners aren't looking for 3 ice rods in the seed.
Darn, I know that those Castle Tower locations have always been a favorite of runners. Every single seed they run, you can't convince me otherwise.
yeah, and the other thing it does do by putting those keys there is it forces progression items to not be able to be there effectively, which a lot of times that's like the worst check ever to get to.
Yeah, it does kind of rebalance the idea of, do you want to check Lumberjack even?
Oh, for sure, yeah, because having those be there can it allows Aga access to Dark World at a higher possibility than in regular Ad Keys modes.
Yeah, so we'll see if our runners decide to check that early. But we are getting identical starting routes, getting those tier 1 checks, and just 5 rupees off of those.
Yeah, nice way to get these 2 quick Sphere 1 checks out of the way. And ooh, that's nice. Finds a mirror.
Yeah, and Salty Fry finding bombs, so we're going to have a nice Kakariko, it looks like, at least to start.
Yeah, always good to have bombs before you enter Kakariko, so especially in keys modes where you're not you're much less likely to get bombs in any of the checks in there.
Yeah, we usually, we almost guarantee ourselves to find those early bombs in a Kakariko play. And in this, there just isn't that great chance. And interesting little minor divergence here to start. Salty Fry taking an extra tier 1 tree pull there.
Yeah, building up some cash. Maybe you don't find any money in Kakariko and end up having to orphan the bottle vendor, which would be really bad.
Yeah, I mean, we could easily grind out the money in the well or the hut, but making extra trips in and out of that building, in those 2 buildings, never feels good.
Yeah, definitely.
So getting the mushroom spot next. I don't know if we're going to get doesn't look like either of our runners are going to check Aga Ledge.
Yeah, and in this mode, it is one of those checks that the importance of it is increased by those keys being there. Potentially.
Yeah, there's the potential. No guarantees for sure, but, it's always an interesting question of, will we see it?
Yeah, in the ideal setting, you still end up just beating Aga Tower after getting through the rest of the seed and climbing GT, because you end up right at the top, ready to go.
Yeah, ideal is definitely not been the case, though. We saw it last week with All Dungeons co-op, and we've seen it already this week with the Fat Keys. Is progression required in GT? This, keys or items could be in Ganon's Tower required to beat a dungeon.
Yeah, you've been playing a fair bit of those this last week or so, right? You've definitely seen that a few times.
More than I like to count, usually. It's just the unfortunate truth of this mode is, while we have gotten rid of 2 quote-unquote ice rods in the Castle Tower keys, it does not remove the fact that we could still have plenty in Ganon's Tower to end this.
Yeah, always fun to find Pod as a pendant, and the big key of Pod is somewhere in GT, somewhere on the climb or something.
Exactly, and there's definitely enough keys out there where a big key or even an ice rod, a hook shot, flippers, something could end up in Ganon's Tower. And the hard part is we won't know that for a long time at this rate. Hey, never mind, we got an early flute, but
Yeah, that's very nice. This is like one of those full clear CAC on the first pass seeds.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
feeling.
so rare.
The one thing, like one of the cool things about this is we can say, or can't say actually, sorry, not cool things, is maps and compass shuffle. Maps is kind of bad in the fact that we won't know what our pendants are. We're going to clear what we can, but if we get a map, we can find it out. So there's our map of Hera. So if we do a map check at this point, we would be able to find out what it is. And we did get one of the more worthless or worthless big keys in the game, in that Swamp Palace big key.
Yeah, it's one that, it's fine to have early, but, usually if you find it early, there's nothing there, right?
Definitely one of the easier locations to get back to as well, though. Or generally speaking. But nothing major. I mean, a flute, a bottle, those are nice finds, and I would never turn my nose up at either of them. But nothing that really gives us a lot of direction yet.
Yeah, interesting enough, we no real weapons yet. Still have bombs, and each runner are only going to have about 6 bombs leaving CAC. And one of the earlier dense locations you can check is mini Moldorm caves. So with only 6 bombs, you have to do it pretty well. You have to make sure you don't get trolled by the worms.
Yeah, we just need to keep finding compasses or maps, rupees, arrows, just nothing major yet. We will get to see Library Ledge, and generally speaking, a lot of runners do not scout race game.
Yeah, just getting all the trash out of the way early, so we know that we will see a lot of really fun progression items.
And we had another map in the library. And Orange is actually going to scout. I don't know, where do you stand on the scout or YOLO of race game?
Yeah, in keys modes, I think YOLOing it makes, it's a totally reasonable play. Saving a bomb here might have been nice, though, in their situation, but either way, finding it's a key has to go grab it here.
Yeah, we can't pass up these keys. There's too many we need. Generally speaking, we need at least 3 for Turtle Rock. Mire, we'd like to have maybe 1, but it's not required. Ice, similarly, 1 is nice. Thieves Town, not required necessarily, but does inform the logic. Skull Woods, getting that 1 we have is always a good feeling. As we get GT Small, that's definitely a helpful key. When we talk about Pod, though, we need the Swamp Small.
Good old Pod.
Yeah, Pod's a good one to kind of go over in the fact that there are 6 of them in the world, and the layers are like 1 key gives you a lot of access to the front, 4 gives you the back access, and then 6 locks Helma and a bunch of other randomly picked, not randomly picked, but other doors in that dungeon that are kind of annoying at times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Pod's a fun one. It's a very layered dungeon.
Bush Crab's really not helping us either today.
Yeah, this is the situation I was kind of mentioning. Now he's going to have to go in and only has 4 bombs to kill 4 Moldorms. So just got to be really careful and pick your timing here with tossing bombs. And they're not dropping bombs either. So that's 1. Now has 1 more shot at this. Ooh, yeah, that hurts.
Really close too. Got that double on the left side and just unfortunately not able to get that last one. Does have the money to get the refill for it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely a place you don't want to put off for too long. After this, you either go right back or maybe you go up the mountain, just save the old man real quick and then come back. Ooh, a sword.
And a very interesting play from Fry on this one, deciding to immediately go buy bombs. Had 5 left.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't want to chance it here and end up accidentally in a situation that Orange did where, in case the Moldorms get away from you or missing a bomb toss, forces you to come back and do that a second time.
Yeah, I'm just curious because immediately going from there into Sahasrahla, and I like the Sahasrahla play. That's 3 guaranteed checks, and you don't have to worry about bombs. You just have to have one. But buying the bombs before Sahasrahla is an interesting maneuver, in my opinion.
Interesting. Finding a cape, and Fry's going to walk out here. I don't think he talked to Sahasra, so we still don't know the green pendant information. But oh, he has the flute, so he's fluting away. Okay, I was wondering if he was considering an Eastern dip at this point.
Well, both of them are going for Mini Moldorm Cave now.
Yeah, so from what we've seen, the only things left are Mini Moldorm Cave. I guess we got one item in Escape in Logic. Currently, Ice Rod Cave and Spectacle Rock, I believe.
Yeah, Spec Rock interior is in Logic at this point. And this time, Mini Moldorm Cave going a lot nicer for orange.
Oh, Boots. Nice find.
That's our second Skull Wood small key as well. The significance of that is, of course, that small key, or 3 small keys technically lock the Moth fight. Now, with that Hera key, that Hera big key, that also means technically, ooh, this is kind of brutal, but big chest of, or the upstairs of Hera's in Logic, even though we can't kill Moldorm.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I had forgotten we had the mirror, so... Oh, yeah, that's super awkward. Hopefully they find a weapon before going up there.
Well, unfortunately, we know where one is with the with that sword on Lake Hylia. And Orange setting up for the water walk here. Really convenient boots to do this play. Just has to...
Oh!
Oh, no.
Does it stay with you if you Fairy Revive?
I don't know, honestly. That's a new one to me. And it looks like Orange is aware and says, no, I gotta go back.
Yeah, and Fry leaving, not doing this water walk setup, just going up the mountain here.
Yeah, in both plays, you can make an argument for either play. Orange saying, maybe I can get something to help me with this Hera play or this mountain play, while Fry says, let me stick to Logic for now.
Yeah, definitely. He's already seen a sword locked by flippers. There's, maybe there's a chance another one is too.
And there's our Palace of Darkness big key.
And a lamp. So, I guess if we get a fighter sword, well, yeah, any pod big key options aren't in Logic without 6 small keys, so not something that we have to worry about quite yet.
Yeah, although the question becomes, how do you route pod when you have the big key and maybe, I think ideal for most runners, especially in Invitational League, is 5. You hope to have 5. You don't worry about 6. As we get another big key off the hobo for Eastern this time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, a lot of people will tell you, if I've got 5 keys, I can do everything in an efficient manner. It's when we get to less than 5 that the question becomes, how do you want to play that? And what are you willing to check, or what are you willing to sacrifice? Do you sacrifice a check, or do you sacrifice time?
Right, yeah, because there's a couple options there, depending on if you're going to end up kind of being guaranteed to go in a second time, you might scum a key just to get one of the checks out of the way. So checking Blancrocs, not finding much. I don't know if Fry did this, but Fry's counting his bombs and trying to figure out if he can actually get through this with 3 bombs.
It would take at least 2 to get up to the next floor.
Yeah, I think you can use 1 bomb to check the first chest. You can use another bomb to check the second chest. And then if you mirror, you can use another bomb to get back to the top one and then just drop down and then respawn the pots over and over.
So yeah, it's gonna take. It takes a bomb to get further, a bomb to flip the switch again. That's the big problem here. Is you have a lot of back and forth swapping.
Yeah, super awkward without a boomerang or anything here.
Yeah, and Fry's, Fry knowing, hey, a lot of Hera is in logic, but I just don't want to deal with it right now. That's a huge investment of not only time but resources that we just don't have.
You know, there's like a kind of a worst case scenario for him is that you go and check the first check in the basement cage and it's like a sword or something. But that's a feel bad moment.
At this point, we're just so close to even Aga access. It's terrible to even think about having to do an early Aga, but you find a sword, you can beat Aga.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and Orange about to burn one of his bombs here to make this jump to speed up his time a little bit. Looks like he's a little far to the right. Can't tell. Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I was going to say it seemed a little bit off, unfortunately.
This is kind of a funny opening for the seed. Both runners are like, kind of like, what do I do now? There's no like obvious things to do next,
Yeah, there's definitely some discomfort with this start. At this point, 15 minutes into a seed, I think both of our runners are like, where's a weapon? Where's something I don't have to manage? Can you give me even a bow would probably feel better than what we're limited to.
Yeah, they'd probably take a boomerang at this point.
Yeah, even a boomerang would be really helpful just because of the possibility. But it looks like Orange is heading towards Tower of Hera.
Yeah, let's see how he deals with the lack of bomb situation, and if he gets in there and realizes that this is going to be really hard to get everything in there without getting lucky and finding something to make it easier to do. Yeah, because he doesn't want a mirror here, because he can get one more check. Oh man, crap! He has to grab that now.
Yep.
Now you can't get anything else. Yeah, I think Orange realizing it too.
Yep. But we're going to get to see some new checks from Fry here. Has 4 available checks in Eastern Palace. And I think, Orange is going to follow in as well.
Ooh, Orange has the big key.
Yeah, that's the nice extra check. Out of logic, but I don't think anybody really is too worried about that. And yeah, we haven't been able to see too much else in Tower of Hera. We know that we have 3 more checks in logic right now in Hera. We just haven't had the resources to go do it. Actually, we have everything available except for the boss in Hera. My mistake.
Ooh, Green Pendant Turtle Rock. That's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a scary dungeon to find out it's your green pendant.
Yeah, another thing I just realized too, with that lamp, where they found it on Spectacle Rock, we now have 2 chests at Escape in Logic.
Yes, we have
which is silly.
the cross and that map chest.
Yeah, the seed's not giving them very many options, and all the options it's giving them so far are kind of terrible. So hopefully it opens up just a little bit for these runners here in a sec.
Yeah, Eastern's definitely a good play with 4 and 5 items respectively for our runners. And is that a weapon?
Wow, imagine.
Oh my gosh, it's not the greatest, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, that's another thing too that I had forgotten, that Saha was hiding our Hera small key. So that could actually be what the game wants you to go grab.
Yeah, I'm very curious if it's the small key or the big key. That was the big logical piece here, because they're actually completely independent of each other. You can be like Moldrum's in logic without the small key. So it's very different to what we would have for something like Desert Palace. because desert actually requires the small and the big to be a logical beat of Landmo.
Right, yeah, anytime there's a boss locked behind a small key door, specifically, then you need all small keys for that dungeon in order to put the boss in logic. And let's see, a small key to Dark Palace. Okay, I think, yeah, it's either Hera or the first 2 chests in Escape. Feels like Hera, though, doesn't it?
It does. The fact that we've got 5 checks already in logic there is just really tempting. But Fry is going for Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, Eastern Big Key not really given much to Orange here, but you know, it could have been a disaster for one of the runners if that was like a bow or something huge. But you know, so far just the key you need to beat the dungeon at some point.
So Fry heading through Hyrule Castle, starting with, I think we're going to get all the way to Zelda Cell in this. I don't believe Fry's going to change the path.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to do all of it at once. You don't... Oh, there's our Moon Pearl. Interesting.
Yeah, a sword would be really interesting here for logical implications.
Yeah, this is one of those times where a sword would have been really nice to get, and a Moon Pearl before having to dip Eastern, as these runners have gotten to that point. Orange still only has 1 bomb.
Has a little bit more magic, so maybe feeling... Okay, gonna get the extra magic out of the uncle. And do a tier...
Yeah. Oh, tier 2.
Yeah, nice tier 2.
I bet he's so happy to see that, though.
And 5 bombs really is the minimum you need to clear this portion of Escape.
Yeah, Orange only has 1 heart, which is not a huge deal, but just, you know, don't get hit. And, okay, farming these hearts, that's a good move here. And
actually,
it looks like... Yep, sorry, go ahead.
Are guards in the special pack?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to mention. That looked like the special pack. Yeah, if Orange kills another guard here, he could have a 50-50 shot at getting a full magic refill.
Yeah, gonna wait for that green guard first.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, and he gets it. Oh man, that's so convenient. Yeah, I think the next drop's red 20, if I believe, and then a bombs, 8 bombs.
Yeah, that is the order. So
yeah, not finding anything in Dark Cross, so back up the mountain. Make sure you have bombs this time.
yeah, and with that mirror, really easy to get back to here to or back to the front to check Dark Cross. So that's a nice early find. Orange probably going to have to be a little bit careful here on this back and towards Dark Cross. Just that things, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I think he was trying to get the splash damage on the ropes to get the next to get all the way up to bombs, but not getting it that time. So
I think we got that red 20, so might have gotten it on that next one, but yeah.
Yeah, just abandoning it, and that's fine. So let's see, if we count this up, if Fry does the basement cage, that's a fire rod shot and a bomb. Resets the room. 2 more bombs to get the map chest. And can he do? And he can do the Hera basement too, right? So
I was gonna say, if we go Hera basement first, there's a full magic decanter.
oh, that's smart.
So at this point, you know, you have to. The only problem is you're gonna need 2 bombs to get to the top, and you're gonna need at least a bomb in the mini Moldorm room before the big key chest. So it's gonna take 3 bombs to get there.
Yeah. Okay. And Orange needs to be a little careful. He's in 1-hit KO from this Moldorm or these fireballs. And gets through just easily, and 10 arrows, okay. What do you want from us, game? What do you want?
Yeah, gonna have to play it safe in this room as well. If Orange takes a hit anywhere, really... Okay, whew. Coffee break strat time. And for Fry here, gonna have to just, yeah, wait this out. Cannot use that fire rod shot.
Yeah, and even though once Orange is through this room, has to get through the Moldorms, the 3 Moldorms in the next room. So just, man, has to be infinitely careful here.
Did Orange use the fairy?
No, I don't think so. He had the mirror and, oh, you know what? He died saving the old man. That's what it was.
Right.
So, yes, I guess is the answer to that. Oh my goodness, the sword, imagine.
A weapon, finally. That does mean Aga is in logic, and given the fact we haven't found a glove or a hammer yet, I think this is going to be an Aga seed.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like Aga for Dark World is going to be the next play after finishing up Hera here. There's, what, 3 more chests left, and I think they're out of stuff after that.
Logically, yeah, I think we are. And Orange is playing it super cautious there. You definitely do not want to die in this situation. Although I say super cautious, and Orange says, you know what, I'm going to bomb jump.
And gets rewarded with the blue mail. Yeah, don't get hit by the fire, though. That still does full trap damage, I believe.
Yeah.
Did Fry not get the sword? Oh, I think he got hit by a Moldorm.
Oh no, that's really rough. That is that it looks to be the logical progression in this seed right now.
Yeah, and he was out of everything. No magic, no bombs, so no way to finish that off. So that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, talk about a rude seed to start. But Orange taking down Moldorm. This is a full clear logic dungeon, so what do we get? Just a piece of heart for the kill. Brings us to 5 hearts and our first crystal.
Okay, so now that we have this out of the way, I think the only thing left is Aga, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Zora's available, but not in logic, and that doesn't really help you. That won't give you enough items to get to the Dark World without doing Aga anyway. And it's all dungeons, so you have to do Aga.
And yeah, Moogle Charm bringing up an interesting point that Fry might have been out of magic, and that we thought maybe there was enough to get that fire rod shot off, but it possibly was not enough at the time, and that's why Fry had to leave. And what do you know? That's a vanilla small key. Wow.
Wow.
Who would have believed it? But yeah, there is our vanilla small keys as part of Fad Keys. A faux or fast 80 keys.
Fun 80 keys?
Some people like it. Some others might not be as big fans. And unfortunately, Fry heading up Tower of Hera right now, thinking that the actual logic was for the big chest and the compass chest rather than the vanilla big key chest.
Oh yeah, so he'll get through these. I don't think there was anything useful. There was an armor, I suppose, but then we'll get stuck again and be forced back into that basement. Yeah, it's just one of those things that it's just really annoying. You know, you already waited the 30 seconds or how much ever for the coffee break, and you're forced to do it again here. At least, though, when you go through it, you know you had to, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you feel like you're losing time against someone who ended up skipping it for any reason.
Yeah, I think the rough part here is, you know, I think both of our runners are going to feel a little bit behind either way on this one. You know, you go through, you get into Hera, you run out of something. You go back into Hera and you die, and it's just the repeated trips. You know, you don't feel confident with that kind of requirement for you.
Yeah, and that's true. Chat pointing out that because he will get the sword when he goes back in, it's like, well, do you just go climb or do you just do Aga at this point? I guess you climb, right? You're already here, but we know that it won't matter whether or not he went straight for the climb or went straight for Aga.
But here we go, Aga fight for orange. And there's our first blue ball.
Fun times. We got one.
And we got it on their first available shot. And there's two.
Ooh, Fry getting whacked again, and oh, these dodges suck. He has the cape. He can go grab the wall with it.
Yeah, this is going to be really difficult. Yeah, unfortunate. That's really hard to do.
Yeah, without a sword, there's nothing to defend you against those tiles.
Yeah, and that's the hard part here is, you know, I think there's, I don't want to say it's a panic, but this is a difficult, you know, decision of like, how do I play this? And you mentioned the cape, and I think that's something you have as like I don't want to say as a calm mind, but there's definitely a sense of, oh my gosh, this seed is already brutal to me. And I think some of your normal play just almost goes out the window.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And looks like he missed the setup again. So, yeah, you just got to remember some of these things. So, okay, he remembers it this time, so he'll be fine. Oh, he's draining magic? Okay, he grabbed onto the wall. He's fine now.
And over on Orange's side, down goes Aga.
It's so easy to count the first couple of blue balls and then you zone out because of the fight.
Yeah.
I got to 2. That's all I got. I don't know. Probably a lot, though.
There were numerous. I know that much. Because I saw at least a couple more after that. Just bombs on the pyramid, and Orange... Oh, I was about to say, is Orange going to go pick him up?
Yeah, I thought he was, too, actually. It's like, well,
down to 4, and we've had to buy bombs a couple times already this seed.
And Fry getting his sword. I'm sure he's excited, but angry at the same time to see that there.
And Fry was about to leave, but decides, wait a minute, I have access to Moldorm.
But yeah, so based far, on... Yeah, go ahead.
So far, the seed has been super linear.
Yeah, and based on that, all the runners have done the exact same checks up to this point, so that basically means Fry is about a Moldorm kill and a Aga Tower climb behind, so, you know, it's probably understands his position, honestly. Like, you don't think... You usually play when you're playing these seeds in races that you don't think your opponent's ever making those same mistakes. So when you make them, you know how behind you are based on the feeling. So I'm sure he's going to be having to think about, you know, as he gets deeper into the seed, like trying to make plays that'll help him catch back up.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, this could be a seed that just says, nah, you're not going to get any, like, divergence. I'm going to tell you what to do.
Exactly, yeah.
And I feel like what we're about to find has to be a hook shot or a hammer. Because not much else really helps too far.
Yeah, we have 2 pod smalls, so the only thing in logic is this Stalfos check right here. So this is our logical progression, whatever this chest is. And you called it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, what did we honestly have at this point? A hookshot doesn't help us in Dark World so much. The hammer does give us South Dark World access. It also gives us East Death Mountain access. But like hookshot wouldn't have given us North Dark World. It would have only given us the mountain.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there weren't a lot of options for what it could have been at this point. Maybe it was flippers telling us to go to Zora, or a glove.
Yeah.
But like none of these options are great. We knew it had to be something, and we are getting to see this right side of pod.
Yeah, nothing much there.
I mean, I'll give it this much: the bomb refill is probably the best thing we got.
Yeah. This has been a low bomb seed, but now that Orange knows the tier 2 is bombs, I'm sure he'll, if he needs to later, he can find ways to abuse that knowledge.
And yeah, the only thing hookshot would have given us was East Death Mountain. Definitely couldn't have been hookshot for Dark World, but that was still a Death Mountain access piece. Now, these checks in the back of Palace of Darkness, right now, these 3 checks are locked by 4 small keys, and I imagine we will see a hammer yump from Orange right after this, and we are seeing the money pick up. We're still a little cash poor at this point.
Yeah, interestingly, the game gave us enough keys to do a lot of pod. The only thing we'll be abandoning when we leave is the big key chest, the boss, and the... what did I say? Oh, the harmless hellway here.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know about your own personal inclinations for this mode, but if I have 2 keys, these are the checks I want to make.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. Orange picked up that heart. I don't think this is going to work. Yep, he got Ancilla there by picking up the heart while it was still in midair. The heart from the top mini Moldorm in the falling bridge room is the same like Ancilla that affects your bomb direction when you bomb jump, similarly to how the Moldorm in Tower of Hera affects it.
Yeah, and all you have to do to reset that is just, as you saw, Orange goes back into that room and down the stairs real quick.
Yeah, so this should be fine now.
Very nicely done. For a small key to Mire, once again, Mire Smalls are not required to finish Misery Mire. It actually is... Vitreous himself is locked by 0 keys. But I'll take a sword, and, I mean, the Mire Small is still nice.
Yeah, definitely makes routing a lot nicer, and that sword will make just the game smoother to play.
And there's another TR Small.
That's a buried small key.
Yeah, the logic of that is quite interesting to know. It's 6 smalls locking what could be your 4th Turtle Rock Small.
So like you said, the hammer opens up either South Dark World or east side of Death Mountain here, and Orange deciding to take the South Dark World play, as it is the faster one to get to with, I want to say the same number of checks on either side, right?
So we're going to get 5 out of Hype. We're going to get K45, Stumpy, and Dig Game, so that makes 8. Whereas East Death Mountain will give us the 7 in Paradox plus the 1 in Spiral. So yeah, 8 or 8. And, one of the key, I don't want to call it like a cardinal sin, but one of the things a lot of people will tell you can swing a race is how many times do you climb the mountain?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's something you don't want to have to do over and over. And we've already seen that on, kind of on both runner sides. They've already had like 4 mountain climbs at this point.
Now, not exactly the hypest of caves. The question is, will that shovel pay out?
Yeah, that's a fun one to find. I guess you're going left anyway here, so it's, if nothing else, convenient.
Yeah, it turned that 8 checks into a 9th. And we did get our 5-6 crystal information pod in Eastern, so we're at least a bow away, besides some keys from Pyramid Fairy. And knowing that Pyramid Fairy is locked by 6 pod smalls, there's definitely a question of how valuable can that location be now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Fry making his way through Aghanim here. Just about to finish him off, and he'll be in the same position. The only thing left to check will be pod.
Yeah, and so far, 6 or 7 checks now for Orange, and really nothing yet to kind of help us. This might be Death Mountain unless we're going to finally get a payout from the Cave 45 or Dig game.
That kind of counts, right?
I mean, anything to keep us out of that ice rod hunt.
Yeah, and Aghanim is down for Salty Fry. The other thing that's nice about finding that ice rod is hopefully you don't have to end up in a situation where you're saving a portal. You're trying to have to save a portal to get back to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, and that's pretty much impossible with the seed layout. Aga makes that pretty much impossible to do.
Yeah, I think the only way that could potentially happen where you're trying to do that is if you only find 2 TR small keys, get all the way to Laser Bridge and hope there's one there in order to complete the dungeon, find out there's not, and then have to start over from scratch.
Yeah, I'd heard an interesting little piece of tech I had no idea was actually possible if you wanted to preserve a portal with Aga dead and trying to get back to Laser Bridge on TR. All it requires is to apparently set up a houlihan over the pyramid.
Yeah, that would be an amazing play.
Yeah, I had never seen it before. I only recently heard it's actually even possible. But it looks like our next piece of progression, once again, we are at a trickle linear pace here. Orange is heading to East Death Mountain.
Yeah, so this could be, this is a really tough call. Like you said, climbing the mountain is one of those things you don't want to do 32 times in a seed. And once Fry clears out pod, he will have the same choice that Orange had, is do you go do South Dark World checks or do you go up the mountain? If he goes straight up the mountain here, he could actually make up a bit of time.
Yeah, this is the hard part of this seed. I don't feel like either runner's made anything, nothing here has been a huge mistake. Nothing that we would say is run killing, but this is the danger of a linear seed, is one tiny thing almost becomes just so exaggerated.
Oh, for sure.
If you're playing a runner or your opponent, you have an advantage on execution, or you're at a loss for execution, knowing you get into one of these linear seeds is really dangerous.
And our small key to swamp. So if we find the flippers, we can go do the front. What is this? 5-6 chests of swamp.
Yeah, that is quite a. Given how little we've had available, would you be surprised if we don't find flippers in here? Honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling flippers and then the front 6 of swamp, and then come back later and whatever's in there, go use that to find the hook shot, and then come back and do swamp later. Hey, our first glove.
Okay, we're fine now. We got a glove.
We're fine.
We also got the big key to Misery Mire, which is a really nice find.
Hey, Zora's in Logic now, and so is Catfish.
I think you and I both know that Zora and Catfish are kind of well to the back of our thoughts. Although there's the Desert Palace big key and Red Mail.
Yeah, I think... Oh, and Powder, okay. So there's a lot going on in the seed. I feel like in this seed, just how kind of, garbage all the checks have been so far, kind of getting those out of the way. Orange has already done everything else in that area. So if he just goes and gets those done real quick, like at some point after doing any kind of Dark World checks, can just go run and grab those real quick isn't like the worst idea, but we'll have to see. Because he can just save and quit to the pyramid and get there. And Probably having just a little bit of trouble setting up the second pixel spawn jump here.
Yeah, it really can be quite difficult. You know, you're looking for just shadow pixels on the bomb. We do get another small key to Palace of Darkness, our bug net, and just a compass to Swamp Palace.
Where was that pod big key that orange has?
I want to say that was either the waterfall or the hobo.
Oh, the hobo had Eastern, so I think you're right. It was the waterfall. That's kind of wild, actually.
Yeah, we actually had both those big keys locked by flippers. And Fry is mirroring. So are we getting... Hey, you called it. Salty Fry going right back to the mountain. So gonna get that glove a little bit faster. This is definitely some makeup time. Although, I don't know. You get Dark World access, real Dark World access beyond just an Aga play. What's the normal route? Most people will tell you start at Hype Cave. So Fry still might just go and do Hype Cave over to Dig Game and then make the checks Orange is making now.
You know, there's one other check too that Orange left that's actually in logic in a silly way, is the Spike Cave was actually in logic when Orange was on the mountain here.
Yeah, between that bottle and cape, we do have logical Spike Cave access.
Yeah, as soon as he found that glove, it opened up. Silly seed.
I'm definitely, you know, of the opinion that Spike Cave is a garbage play or a garbage location.
Yeah, well, yeah, everything. So the way I kind of like to think about seeds a lot of times is if the seed feels like trash, then check all the trash locations first. And this seed kind of feels like trashy a little bit. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I would be surprised if a lot of runners look at the seed and go, yeah, that opening's complete trash.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see anybody I play consistently with saying, this is the kind of seed I like to play. Give me that Harrow with a fire rod and bombs. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, checking out Magic Bat. This is another in logic one, and just finding a heart, which Orange is up to, Sank Heart. I think he has 10 hearts now. Where's this heart discrepancy between them?
I think it was just, you know, I think we had quite a bit between Hype and, or the South Dark World and the other mountain checks, to be honest. Because Orange really hasn't checked all that much more.
Yeah. It's funny, too, in a way, the seed, you know, when you're playing, well, any seed, especially an ad key seed that you know it's going to be a check everything kind of seed, one of your major thoughts is just, you know, I hope that boots aren't super late on the seed, right? And the seed was like, okay, well, here's boots. Now everything else is going to suck.
We did see crystals at Skull Woods and Ice Palace.
Definitely saw Thieves Town Pendant as well. I missed the crystals, so you got a good eye there.
I don't know. I have one good eye. And that's our Mitt's first check of Thieves Town, so nice little find. We'll see how we incorporate that at this point. And there's another pod small key.
Yeah, up to 4 now. But I feel like the 4 key pod checks were all kind of garbage, like arrows and stuff, right?
Yeah, we didn't really get anything off of 4 keys. It really is the 6th key that kind of gives us something.
Yeah, surprisingly, we're getting pretty close. So, like you said, you know, if they find the flippers and 2 more pod smalls, then Pyramid Fairy is in logic pretty early, surprisingly early.
So, front of Thieves Town does give us those mitts, but not much else at this point. We'll see how Orange decides to work with this. Looks like we're getting a play directly to Skull or North Dark World.
Yeah, this is like something you mentioned that we saw really early in the seed was we found 2 Skull Woods keys almost immediately.
Yeah, and you need all 3 technically for Moth to be in logic, but at this point, you know, the seed's almost kind of screaming, yeah, you should go do Skull Woods.
Yeah. And, you know, I just realized we can get into Desert now, right? We found those mitts. Oh, was that a Desert small?
Yeah, speaking of Desert, that's all the keys for Desert. Mitts, Mirror, Flute. That's a full clearable dungeon.
Yeah, in logic too, imagine.
All right. And I think we actually had seen a small key on the desert ledge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess you go kill Skull Woods here because you can, and then go straight to desert. It seems would be. What are they missing? Did they check? I don't think anyone checked Graveyard Ledge, right? Oh, look, one of those small keys to Skull Woods. That's really strange. That's the second one I've seen today of that.
Yeah,
The cross key style one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a cross keys, guaranteed key. The way that the logic rolls those seeds right now is to say that's always a small, and seems to happen a lot more than you'd ever guess it would.
Yeah, they didn't like change it recently or anything where that's guaranteed again, right?
No,
they
I
they
don't
took
think
that away a while back.
Yeah, they did take that away in a few versions ago, I thought, at this point.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But oh, okay. You know what would be kind of funny?
What?
If the Harmless Hellway and Pod Big Key Chest were both the other two small keys, and actually Pod's fully in logic right now. But we would just never know.
That's gross. I'm sorry. That's just oof.
Like I said, if I'm playing a seed that feels gross, I just assume it's going to be bad. But no, that's so unlikely. I doubt that's going to happen.
So here we go, hitting the back of Skull Woods. Orange just going through all that magic. Doesn't really matter too much. We have the keys. Sword. Red mail and 12 hearts with a Master Sword and Hammer. I can't imagine Orange is worried about this one.
Yeah, he's probably thinking like Yawn Fest at this point. And, I just realized too, he has access to our Tempered Sword.
Oh, right. We do have access to that. Completely forgot about that sword.
So we got the front 6 checks of Swamp. We've got all of Desert, full clearable. Finish this guy up, and then we also have Graveyard Ledge Catfish.
Yeah, I think what first priority is the Under the Bridge chest here in Skull, and then I would probably mirror and head to Desert Mire area.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, we're getting to a point where it's opening up again. We have options. Isn't that amazing?
Almost overwhelming options, to be honest.
Yeah, we could go do Ice out of logic. Well, I mean, without the big key, the boss and the big key chest are out of logic, but everything else in there is. Yeah, we can. There's a lot. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot going on now. And speaking of which, Friesen finished up his South Dark World route, made a bit of time, I think, going straight up to the mountain, and now is about to find his mitts in Thieves Town.
Yeah, I don't know if there was too much of a time growth there. Maybe with the fact that Fry was able to go into Dark World from the traditional 4 portal instead of through Aga Tower. So definitely a little bit of time save, but I'm not sure how significant at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's mainly just the not having to walk off the pyramid all the way to Hype Cave.
Pretty much.
The difference between that and fluting to 4. I missed the medallion on Meyer. I don't know if you caught
I think that was Bombos.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I saw it just momentarily and then immediately looked over to the restream to see. You get that second look to find it.
Yeah, right, because there's a 10 seconds or whatever delay.
So we did get our book out of Meyer Shed, and there's that small key, and it is to Ganon's Tower. Not really a helpful one at this point. It is nice knowing we're up to, it looks like 3 small keys for GT, but it's not an area where like, oh, I definitely need all those GT keys.
Yeah, this isn't like cross keys or anything, so. That's week, what is it, 4? 5?
What, spoiler?
Cross keys?
Cross keys is week 5.
Yeah, that's week 5, so. GT keys will matter again soon. In 3 more weeks. Yeah, I'm curious to see. It feels like the seed wants you to go into Thieves Town, get the front 4, and then buries the Thieves Town big key somewhere where you're just never going to find it until the end of the seed.
Yeah, the fact that Thieves is a pendant doesn't help its case either.
Yeah. Okay, another Total Rock Small. Is that 2 so far we found?
Yeah, it looks like that's our second Turtle Rock small key. We need at least 3 to finish the dungeon, 4 logically, but our runners will be happy having at least 3.
What was the key on Desert Ledge? Was that an Ice Palace key?
No, sorry, that was GT.
Oh, you're okay. That's why we were talking about it. I remember now.
We got a big key, and it's the big key to Ice Palace. Ooh.
Okay, that's actually the seed giving us some nice direction here. I think it's obviously you want Red Cane before going in. Everyone likes to do our favorite icebreaker tech if you can. But grabbing the sword and just going in, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but no hook shot. And we are in the territory of hookshot being a logical requirement to clear the dungeon.
That's a good point.
And yes, as Google points out, at least with that small key, there's a lot of easy ways to get through it. You know, use that key you have to do right side without requiring the bomb jump through the berry room. So we do have some nice options here. Yeah,
definitely. You know, what you like to do in this mode is to do things you can do only once ever. So if getting into Ice Palace lets you full clear it on a first pass, having Red Cane's nice, but just being able to do it when you know that's an option isn't a terrible choice either.
There we go. There's a map to.
Oh, okay, game.
Hello, map to your dungeon.
And
hey,
the sea. Yeah, and the sea pops up on the top left corner with the new latest update as soon as he picks it up. So before the crystal drops, he knew it was going to be a crystal.
So the only check we have left here is our checkerboard cave, and then we'll have to wait and see what the next play is.
That was a very fast map check.
Yeah, I don't know how Orange recognized anything in that check. Wizards, all of them.
Yeah, that's I can't do that. I don't know how these runners do it, but they're good at it. And I'm checking real quick his stream, and small key to ice. Okay, dungeon's fully in logic.
Except for right side.
Even with 2 small keys? That's one of the ones I always forget.
I think you can still burn all your keys. Unfortunately, without clearing the dungeon or without reaching right side. I think there's a way to do it.
Yeah, I think you're right, because there's that extra small key back there. But yeah, so I am checking his tracker, and he did, with that map check, saw that Meyer was the last pendant. So we do have full dungeon information on Orange's side.
And this is a rough situation when you think about it. Think about what implications that has, knowing that our 2 of our pendants are Meyer and Turtle Rock. Is this a Maria GT seed now? Definitely not a situation you want to be in.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a very good point.
But no, I like this play from Orange. Heading into stocking up on those potions. I think this is the best play you can make right now. It's a dungeon that I'm sure Orange is like, I can clear this. Like, I'll bomb jump, I'll go through the door. Like, I'll do the doors in the right order to make sure I don't need hookshot or do any weird bomb jumps. So, and having Tempered Sword, like, I feel like this is just a ho-hum, I'm going through ice kind of day.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate how linear the seed is kind of opening up for our runners, that we are just kind of seeing Salty Fry retrace Orange's footsteps here.
And there's our GT big key as well.
So, what do you think the odds are of Bombos being in GT at this point?
I mean, we are nearing, like, given the pendants we have, I would not be shocked. At least something is there.
Yeah.
There's just too much. You know, Samaria, a TR
Samaria.
small 2, a TR big, TR or Thieves Town. Like any of these dungeons are all kind of on the table right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like these are 3 dungeons that have very interesting requirements to complete them, and honestly, any of it is realistic.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because we're pretty close to GT mode here. I'm trying to think, we need a bow and a hookshot to be in GT mode.
Wow, yeah, you're right. I mean, we're still missing some pod smalls, but even that's not a ton.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess logically, there's a couple small things here and there.
Nicely done on those pen gators, and I think orange. Yep, orange is going to go right here.
Yeah, it makes sense for routing. Just it's a little bit annoying, but it's not the worst. And you know, in the meantime, Salty Fry making quick work of Desert, about to get to Landmo and take him out. And interesting to see where he goes next. I think Ice Palace made the most sense, especially after checking Checkerboard Cave. But there are a couple more options on the table, so let's see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, it looks like at this rate, you know, orange is going to be most of the way through Ice Palace when Fry finishes up Desert. So realistically, yeah, might just be a single dungeon behind, really.
Yeah, there's still room to make plays here, and you know he could potentially make some YOLO plays, like with how the early game went. Knowing that he might feel a little behind, he could just kind of do a hookless swamp dive or something, just something crazy.
Right now, here's a question. You know, I'm not sure what the right answer is on this one. How much are you clearing before GT in this seed?
Ooh, that's a good question.
We'll look that way. So, like, look at our 5-6 crystals being Eastern and Pod. Like, you're gonna do those dungeons together, obviously. But you know, how much do you want to go do?
Yeah, like when do you stop doing Overworld at some point? And yeah, because they still have Smith Chain and all that.
Fairy. We haven't seen Graveyard Ledge. We haven't seen King's Tomb. I don't even think we saw Bumper Ledge, and they have Cape.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think we did either.
So I'm very curious, you know, how much the runners decide I need to check these extra things before making a play up to GT at this rate.
Yeah, right. Because if they find a bow and a hook shot, if they just gun it for GT, the answer could be there. But they could also miss it and then full clear GT for nothing. Oh man, this got really interesting in the second half for sure. A lot of decisions that can take this game either way. Still, like even though it feels like Fry is behind, I think there's a lot of room to catch up at the moment.
Agreed. Unfortunately, it does look like Fry is almost. Maybe not following, actually, because I think Fry's actually taking this as a let's do Zora area checks now first. So yeah, Fry being a little bit more incentivized to make these flipper checks, and this could really help in terms of time, especially because we never saw Zora Ledge on Orange's side. Although,
that's true.
I don't know, I say that and I'm like, wait, Orange is right here. Orange is clearly just going to go into Zora area, right?
Oh, look, there's that blue cane. Yeah, yeah, I think it would make sense if he did. And Fry taking advantage of the Waterfall Fairy giving green goo refills.
So yeah, I think, yep, here's the mirror play. I'm kind of interested to see, is Orange going to... Nope, we're not getting Zora, so this could be a huge advantage for Fry. Just a map, though, on the Zora Ledge, but we're going to get DDM from Orange. I do like this play just from an information standpoint alone. You know, what's our Turtle Rock medallion even?
Yeah,
we have no medallions.
We have no medallions, for sure. They're all in GT, right, at this point?
And not even Zora paying out, so, you know... Those skips by Orange are paying off, at least at this point.
Yeah, like sometimes when you do a series of checks early that isolate other checks, sometimes the checks you isolate are the ones that don't matter, and sometimes the opposite happens. So in this seed, orange, it's working out for him.
Yeah, that's a big question, especially when it comes down to these, the modes where full clearing is a good idea. Or the other question is, oh, do I have that advantage? Am I good enough to skip things? Am I good enough to full clear? And Invitational League is just a massive question of that. All top tier runners, really. There's no breaks.
Yeah, I'm sure pretty much, any runner in this league in these matchups are. Oh, and we see Ether for Turtle Rock, but yeah, I was kind of going to say that they're all just as scared of each other for the most part. I'm sure there's some that, know that they've been playing long enough and have good enough execution to not worry too much, but like, yeah, on average, you're not just thinking I'm just going to win by checking more stuff faster. You got to be thinking about making smart plays.
So we get the mushroom out of Super Bunny. Now, I do have to point this out. Unfortunately, Fry skipping that sword on Hylia Island before Ice Palace. I'm not so concerned from the perspective of Fry beating Ice Palace. It's the efficiency now. Cold Stare on Master Sword, Fire Rod is a lot different from Tempered.
Yeah, does he know it's there even?
I think so.
I don't know if he checked it earlier. I know Orange did before he did Eastern.
I thought he did when he bought bombs, but I could be very mistaken.
Ooh, we're getting the hover here from Orange.
Yeah.
Fails it once, looks like going for it again.
I mean, you got the health and you got not much else here on the mountain. Why not go for it?
And gets the first one. Usually you can get this and then bonk to the second one.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to be you have to be really careful on that bonk, and
Oof.
does miss it, unfortunately. And here comes that Spike Cave play. All the gross checks.
All the gross checks. Let's see if this pays off. Like I'm saying, I think gross seeds have a way of making all the really gross checks useful. And this one feels like a gross seed to me. I can't really explain why. I don't know. It's just a feeling sometimes you get. I think that sword being your first weapon in Hera Basement's a good clue.
Yeah.
Oh, and finds the hook shot.
You were saying about this question of GT mode.
Yeah, we just need a bow, right?
Yeah, a bow and technically 2 pod smalls from it. Like, Hookshot puts Ice Palace clear in logic. We have 3 skull smalls to put that in logic. We have the keys for Desert and Hera. We're a bow from Eastern, and we're 2 smalls and a bow from Pod. So at this point, you might be right. This is looking to be a very, like, soon we're going to have access to GT.
Yeah, and honestly, in these kind of seeds, like, I don't like skipping gross checks anymore. I'm like, okay, this seed's trash. Like, all the things are in just bad places and really rude spots. I'm doing left side first here.
Yeah, I think at this point, we're missing enough that left side you do on your first trip. I don't see a reason to skip it.
Yeah, like, you don't ever want to come back here at this point.
I will say one of the things I'd be a little concerned about for Orange is just how soon do you make a play back for Hookshot Cave, especially now that you're down to 2 items?
Yeah, that's true. He only got the 2 there. There's only 2 left, and we have full clear GT and logic right now, like early. That it's not so common that happens this early.
Yeah, I think technically there's like a spot or a location that's locked by 4 keys in GT, but I don't think anybody really cares.
Well, I think that was the 4th GT small in the first chest of Swamp.
Oh, good point.
Oh, they don't have the cane. Thanks,
Yeah.
Moogle.
Yeah, Kane's a little important right now. But I think we're kind of under the assumption that Kane's going to be in GT.
It's kind of weird out there, huh? Oh man, this seed got weird. Yeah, curious to see what Salty Fry about to finish up Ice Palace here. I think he has everything he needs. I'm guessing he's going back to powder the fairy or grab one of the fairies before dropping in to do the sword beam doubling that we saw on Orange's side.
Yeah, nice little play here. It makes your life a lot better when fighting Cold Stare. And hey, we got a big key.
Oh, that's very nice, kind of. Knowing that we don't have to search for it later.
And just another Meyer Small. After the first one, it's not a big bonus. There's definitely some convenience in finding your first.
Yeah, it looks like Fry not going with sword beam doubling here. Just burns down the shell and uses a potion to refill, and from here is able to just use fire rod shots and take out Cold Stare quickly.
Yeah, through 2 puffs already, and that's really, where you want to be. Once you can get done 2 of them, it really simplifies this fight.
Yeah, for sure. Sword spins doing the same damage as a hammer, so I think it's 8 hammer hits or 8 sword spins. Nice diver down from Orange's side.
Yeah, I definitely would prefer to have a cane, but it's always nice to have both methods in your pocket. Here we go with those left side checks. We got a big key for Thieves Town. Wow. Okay. So that's one of the hunts gone.
Yeah, very nice. And still no Thieves Town small, but that could totally just be in GT at this point.
Well, and are you clearing Thieves Town at this point?
Honestly, yeah, probably. I think so. Oh, it looks like Fry skipped Hobo here, so not going to get that Eastern big key until he makes a play for it later. And instead of going back up the mountain, chooses to head towards.
This might be Smith Chain. Yeah. And this could lead to Hobo and Hylia Island.
The 3rd TR small key, so we're getting pretty close to putting everything in logic. Oh, wow. Find a red cane there in the back of Swamp Palace.
That's really starting to clean up. At this point, we are missing a bow, 2 medallions. Is that it? Have we really so quickly progressed to almost go mode?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we have left. And I feel like maybe those could just be in GT now. I don't know. I feel like I want to see some kind of GT being important in this seed. But, oh, there's Ether on Smith Chain. Interesting.
That's pretty much all of TR now.
Yeah, and very nice zero cycle from Orange's side on Argus. That is really hard to do.
And if you were hoping for an out for Fry right now, that is a definite out.
Yeah, how do you get back to Smith Chain? I guess maybe after Thieves Town is a... If you're going to do it, that's when you're going to do it, right? If Orange decides to go back there kind of right now-ish.
Well, and here's the big question is, when do we get that bow?
Right.
If Orange finds a bow, why not clear Eastern and Pod? And, at that point, it's already a you can go into GT. And is GT more likely to have your medallions than going to do Smith Chain?
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, if you're looking for this race to kind of maintain this closeness, you're almost hoping that something like that doesn't happen. Like, Orange might find a bow here in Thieves, and if that happens, I think Orange makes the play for GT and might miss Smith Chain.
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, if you feel like you need to make up time, like, once again, saying like all these runners definitely have a sense of like thinking you have to, sometimes you have to make skips to win, depending on how you feel against your opponents.
Yeah. And
oh my goodness, small key to Thieves Town on the purple chest. So the dungeon's actually fully in logic, including the big chest.
yeah, and I can't imagine either runner feels supremely confident in their position on this seed. I think both runners have really played nicely, but that opening does not instill confidence in a runner ever, I think. That's one of those things, you go through that is a painful start.
Yeah, definitely. They just to kind of recap, if anyone missed the early part of the seed, they were forced into Hera with only bombs, and a fire rod eventually, but basically had to go in there to get their first sword and access to do Aghanim. And both runners went in with not enough resources to actually complete it, and had to climb multiple times.
And there's our 6th pod small.
Okay, interesting.
And that is technically in logic if Orange had collected purple chest, which I think, I don't know how much Orange is going to pay attention to the logic of the seed, but it's one of those nice little pieces of, okay, pod is locked behind the Thieves small. Where is it?
That's true. Yeah, because now you know it's not in GT if it comes down to anything being useful there.
So the one unfortunate thing here for Fry is into Swamp Palace and hasn't been to Hookshot, or sorry, not Hookshot Cave, Spike Cave, which is the location of our Hookshot. Or, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this Swamp Tip's going to hurt.
Caves.
But this might be one of those, like, I feel behind kind of plays,
Yeah, definitely a home run kind of call. Was our Thieves Big? Thieves Big was left side.
Yep, he will get Thieves Town Big Key here.
So we're going to find out the importance of that Thieves Small pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, I think if the only bow available is in there, then that might force the runners to, kind of, well, it might force Orange to last location that pretty hard. And then we'll have to really see if that gets Fry in go mode fast enough to like actually make up the time he's lost against Orange earlier in the seed.
Yeah, and the hard part here is I think Orange has kind of built a little bit on this lead just by having that Tempered Sword already among some of the other minor plays.
Yeah, so, from here it makes sense for Orange to clean up Smith Chain. And then, not really sure where you go next from here. Oh, well, he'll have Ether, so he'll be able to full clear TR next.
Yeah, and I like
in logic.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Oh man, chat being mean. They're saying that could be Bombos and Thieves Town Big Chest too.
Yeah, those are the two things we need. We need a Bombos medallion, and we need a bow. We need a bow for GT mode. I wouldn't be surprised right now if we get bow out of TR.
Yeah.
But then after that, looking for Bombos.
If we find Bombos before a bow, we'll have actually fully put the ped in logic.
Yes. Obviously not yet for Orange just because of that Thieves Small, but definitely considerable. Okay, and here we go. So orange getting that thief small. Yeah, not happy. I don't know if that's to get rid of our red guard or to just say, I don't want the thief small key right now.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking, well, that thief sounds small key. All it does is put the rest of pod in logic, and that actually one of the TR small keys was locked behind that 6th pod small. So. And Fry finishing up left side swamp here will be the last check he can get. Has his Thieves Town big key now, so you know has a direction to go at least. And Orange pretty much getting bottlenecked up here, so there's like pretty much nothing left he can do except dip pod for what, 2 chests? Oop, getting dead rock.
Sorry, who's bottlenecked here?
Sorry, Orange. I'm not sure if I said. He has either Catfish or...
He's got all TR.
Well, that's what I meant. That he has to come up here to do all this stuff now.
Yeah. And I mean, this is our green pendant as well.
Yeah, so this will end up working out in a way that if the goal is to get every single, to get all 216 checks in the game, Orange will be able to do it pretty efficiently here by getting the green pendant before being forced back to pod eastern area.
Yeah, and honestly, like what Orange has already cleared out of pod just says, I've got 2 checks right now. I've got Hellway, or the Harmless Hellway, and the Vanilla Big Key chest. Like, I'm not going there. Not without a bow.
Yeah, and Orange takes the long way for some reason.
I
forgot he had a hook shot?
I think so, because Orange also took the north, like went up Death Mountain towards Hera first. I feel like Orange has forgotten about the hook shot.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did both of those. That's kind of funny.
Those are
Even though he has Swamp done.
Yeah, this is an interesting little set of circumstances. Sometimes you just forget about these things. Google saying, at this point, you know, we've been up the mountain like 6 times. It's almost routine to go up this direction. You're not wrong.
That's true. Yeah, he's self-reinforcing by taking the same route every time. So, Fry getting that pod small. I think, is that his 6th as well, or is he's missing one more? I can't remember where it would have been.
Might be missing one. Was there one in the back of Swamp? No, maybe not.
I don't know anymore.
Maybe it was Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, I could see that. Alright, we're getting to the moment of truth here. Fry coming up on the big chest of Thieves Town here, so we got to see if this is the either Bombos or the only available bow. This could be pretty big from his side.
Yeah, if you're rooting for Fry to make this close race again and to see this kind of this necessity, just $5 though, so unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think Seed requires $5 to finish.
That doesn't mean we still don't have some great checks to still find. You know, we talked about some of them. We do still have a questionable Catfish.
Yeah, that's true. Neither runners checked Catfish, and they both basically isolated that location forever. So, no one checked Graveyard Ledge either, I guess, right?
I don't even think we've seen King's Tomb, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's like one of those early, like, hey, I've got mitts and boots. I've got moots. And
got the moots.
Got the moots. And we haven't seen it. I think, you know, the fact that we killed Aga has kind of, and have had Mirror and Flute has kind of just said, why would I ever save and quit to Sank again?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've had that. We've had Flute and Boots in like Sphere 1 and the Mirror, I think, right? Like all 3. Yeah, Orange doing just the regular full clear of TR play, like the kind you knew when you were looking for things. Just
Yeah, I mean,
not trying to be
items.
skippy or anything at this point. Being safe.
Yeah, no reason to skip any checks yet.
Yeah, and Fry finishing up Thieves Town, and what direction does he have left? I guess Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, Catfish looks like from his side.
Yeah, unfortunately, has kind of wanted to not go up the mountain, understandably so.
Not for the 18th time.
Yeah, no. Here's that bumper ledge check that we kind of haven't seen.
Oh, it's a big key.
What are we missing at this point? Skull?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
our
I think
Skull big key.
This is a Skullwood's big key here. Wow.
And the shame in this, or like the sad part is, we had Cape before going into Skullwoods.
Yeah, Cape was our Dark World access.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
And yeah, this was an Aga Dark World seed where Cape was required for Aga. So, we had access to that key a long time ago. So not a great feeling to have gone into Skull and done everything but that first trip.
Yeah, everyone had the Cape after school, and I think what happened, they had the flute in the mirror, like we've been saying, so they finished up Moth and said, "Nah, I'm out. I don't want to go check anything else."
Wrong medallion there on Laser Bridge.
Yeah. Okay, there's our bow.
And there's our medallion.
Okay, well, we are now officially in go mode on Orange's side.
Yep,
Salty Fry just has to get to Hookshot Cave. I mean, Hookshot Cave. The cave with the hookshot, which is actually called Spike Cave for some reason.
Yeah. It couldn't be because of all the spikes in it, right?
Oh, no, definitely not. It's just because that's where the hookshot is. So, all things considered, with the entry to the seed, this is going to end up being a pretty fast seed. With Turtle Rock done, all Orange has to do is go mode Eastern and Pod, and Mire, and then climb back up one last time to finish off GT.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a pretty brisk time for Orange. Kind of the direct result of that early boots and flute. We've really had the mobility tools. It's the items that were the trickle, or the other items in this case.
Yeah, what's funny too is you had mentioned at the very beginning of this race, talking about the different kind of, jokingly called like ice rod hunts, like different big keys, different things that can be in GT, stuff like that. And it's a little surprising that I don't think we expected it in Salty Fry's case here today to be the hookshot of all things. Oh, there's another sword.
So we do know Orange is not getting our gold sword tonight. And
kind of funny that... Sorry.
You were saying?
Where was the Master Sword again?
Master Sword was Pod, Dark Maze. And then tempered on Hylia Island for Orange, Graveyard Ledge for Salty Fry.
Okay. Yeah, I always like to kind of put together when thinking about when seeds are hiding things, and just kind of looking at the way they set up swords in the seed. 3 of our 4 swords were hard locked behind the mirror. That's kind of funny. It's interesting to kind of notice those trends sometimes, even if they're, even if it's a bit silly to do. It's always kind of fun to just think about what this game's trying to do.
Yeah. So Orange going through Mire. I don't think we see anything in this dungeon. We'll get the prize off of Biddy, and if there's silvers in this dungeon, we'll never know it.
Yeah, Ganon might tell us. It'll be a little late by then. And looks like Salty Fry making the play. Gonna head to check Ether, and probably, Dark Death Mountain's only, 3 checks for him at this point.
Yeah, but hopefully routes that back into Spike Cave. I think this is really some of the last things Fry has available. Nice spooky there by Orange.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Now, Fry is going to be able to open up Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, no Cane of Samari to go in at this point.
Yeah, and the only thing in here that's useful, sadly, is all on Laser Bridge, so it's kind of, as dumb as it sounds, it's actually a good call to just go mode all the way to Laser Bridge, check the 4 chests real quick, and then finish the dungeon, and then if you didn't find go mode, go back and do all the slow checks later, which is kind of a crazy play. I don't think anyone would ever do that, but would have worked in this seed.
Just some bombs there on Vitreous. So 7 items, maybe one of them was a bow. There's no way either of our runners will ever find out if that's the case, though.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty funny at the end. The collection rate's going to probably be in like the 150s, 160s.
I don't even know if we cracked that. Honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be like an open seed level collection rate.
Yeah, because I mean GT, I don't think we check more than 5.
Yeah, do you even look for silvers? I don't know if I would.
Yeah,
maybe the left chest in mini Hellbow. I don't know.
Maybe I check the post Moldorm chest. Maybe I check pre Moldorm, but honestly, I don't think you check much at this point. You know, we're fighting we've done Vitreous, who is one of the bosses that does very much benefit from a silvers as well as Armos, and you're not doing Ice Armos, so the only thing you're really saving is maybe about 30 seconds on Ganon.
Yeah, pretty much. And, you know, these runners definitely have the execution to be able to do a perfect, you know, silverless fight here, so.
But Fry going into Spike Cave, about to get that hook shot.
Not very happy to see that, for sure.
No, and unfortunately, you know, I think one of the also frustrating elements for that is just saying, okay, I have to save and quit, get onto the pyramid, then mirror. Like, this feels slow, you know. I think that's one of the reasons a lot of runners dislike Spike Cave, especially in an Aga seed.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to probably run out of Spike Cave.
Yeah, finding nothing on the mushroom, refill here, get some potions, and so I think he still needs some PR smalls. I forgot where they are at this point.
I think at least one of those was in Swamp.
Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna get the red cane in Swamp. Yeah, I don't remember. I know that the pod big chest had a Myers small key, so nothing useful that he would have missed. Eastern big chest had some like $20, some kind of trash.
Although one of the things that I did just realize is Salty Fry has not visited Hobo, and that's our Eastern big.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, so he's gonna be still looking for stuff for a while, and getting to Hobo sucks. There's pretty much no way to do it here because especially when it's our red crystals, you just have to find a way to just go out of your way to do it at some point.
Well, and the one thing that could help is, you know, we're in Swamp Palace right now. Maybe you remember there's that extra sword or something on Hylia Island, and that sends you to Hobo.
Yeah, that's true because he never checked Hylia Island. So after, yeah, that's not a bad routing choice. I like it because he has nothing to do after Swamp here. He'll find Samaria, and at best he can dip TR, but he can't finish it. So
I think we're gonna get a third key here.
yeah, if he finds a third key, this would actually work out really well for his routing here.
Well, that third key might also kind of say, no, I don't care about Hobo right now.
Oh man, you're right. Yeah, he'll keep getting pushed into things that like he needs to do, but pushed away from things that he also needs to do. So
yeah, this is always the double-edged sword of finding your progression. It's just like, yeah, this is gonna be what I need, but the one thing I'm really like gonna kick myself over is a big key at Hobo right now, because like that's a one-off. So, but this is the last normal dungeon for Orange. After this, we're going to be heading up to GT, and you know, I'm sorry, chat, but there is no GT Big Key guessing game, as we've got it, and we've had it for a long time. If you want to say anything, you know, how many chests does Orange actually open in GT?
yeah, do you open anything in GT? Like
I don't even know if I would at this point. It's just
maybe Moldorm chest, and that's it. I don't know.
like I don't see a great need to check something like Hope Room. You know, maybe you're hoping for silvers, but is it worth the time investment even?
I don't think you do really. Like honestly, I think if you're comfortable with the serverless fight, getting the 1-1, you know, doing a clean end game, I don't think you check for silvers here. Honestly, I think you just go.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I think part of it is just, you know, how rough the beginning of this seed was. You know, it's crazy to say that how slow the beginning of the seed is. You know, Orange is done all 10 dungeons, all 7 crystals, all 3 pendants. Aga 1 just has Aga 2 left before Ganon, and we're an hour 35 into the seed.
Yeah, so GT climbs what, like 5 minutes, and then Ganon, so he'll have a solid 144-ish time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a decent time for Fad Keys, and I don't think we really would have expected it given how slow the start was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Salty Fry finishing up Swamp here, and like you said, finds a third TR key, so it's pretty much all he has left to do right now, unless you make a YOLO Meyer dip. Oh, I guess he has Red Cane, so it's not that YOLO.
Oh, you know what it is? I think I know where that 4th TR key might have been.
Oh, he can't without Bombos, sorry.
I think it was Hookshot Cave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that does sound familiar, because I think the hover we got from Orange might have been that 4th one. And Dead Rocks are just getting revenge today. Both Orange and Salty Fry having some troubles with getting past these. But yeah, here we go. Orange into GT. Salty Fry back on Dark Death Mountain. Has the hookshot out. Going up through Super Bunny Cave. And do we get a check? No, we're not seeing any of the basements. So those 23 items, they just don't exist.
Don't exist, for sure.
And I mean, what... At this point, you're 17 hearts red mail. You've got powder. I think Orange has at least a potion still from all the ones we've kind of found. We're at 4 bottles.
That's nice, yeah. And I know that Orange did definitely grab some blue goos earlier and stuff.
So 10 arrows on that hook shot. And then there we have a small key to Meyer. Oh, maybe we didn't get a TR small there. I don't remember where our 4th one was then.
I don't either. What could have Orange possibly have done that Fry didn't do?
Was it the Eastern Palace big chest?
You know, it might have been. It might have been, actually.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I think that we really haven't seen from Fry that we definitely did see from Orange. Unfortunately, I think what we're going to find here for Fry's side is just, you know, clears TR, is going to get that bow, but I don't see going immediately to Pod for that clear. I think instead we're going to see Misery Mire.
Oh, wait. Fry has 4 TR small keys.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, look at his, on his thing. So we must have just mistracked one, but that's, you know, that can happen.
I was going to say, it's so
there's a lot going on in Key Sanity modes, right?
Yeah. And I mean, so often we've definitely heard from the trackers as well as, you know, sometimes you click a button and it just doesn't register. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, speaking of which, give a huge shout out to our tracker for making sure that we're able to follow this race as closely as we've been able to. Velady 92. And just want to, you know, as we get through the end of the seed, give a shout out to our runners for putting on a great show for us tonight. Orange and Salty Fry, their Twitch channels are linked in the chat. And if you are enjoying what you're seeing, please go out and check these guys out. Give them a follow. Both very, very amazing runners.
Yeah, Orange, I believe, was an open runner last season. So, you know, getting the call up this season. We did get a check. We got at least one check. We might get post-mortem check as well. And of course, this is just the first day of our Fad Keys week, and there's 2. You know, we're in week 2 of the Links to the Past Randomizer League Season 4, Fad Keys, and this is just the first day of matches for this week. So through Sunday, you will be seeing quite a few matches on the SpeedGaming networks. But here we go, Aga 2 for Orange. And unfortunately, just so many blue balls from both of our Aga fights today.
Yeah, it's blue ball central. I think we had, what, 6 in the Aga 1 fight? Nothing, like, wasn't very fun.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of lost track of the number there.
Yeah.
But here we go, Ganon now for Orange. Into phase 2, very nice on the 1 cycle for phase 1. Just gonna go with the cape strats, nice and safe, grabs the wall.
Yeah, safe way to get an easy 1-on-1 for sure.
And we're into phase 3.
Yeah, super fast fight so far. Doing a very good job here. And I know he has, we said this already, he has like, what, 2 blue goos maybe?
Yeah, I think there's at least a potion. I think we got a blue goo and swamp that we haven't touched. If Ganon will just stop teleporting, of course.
Yeah, what is this seed? This seed's like, here's all the items. They're pretty straightforward to grab, but it's going to take you forever to actually do anything because the game doesn't want you to. What are we at, 30 now?
And silver arrows are? Of course they're in GT. There was no way we were finding those.
Yeah, imagine, right?
Orange going for a nice triple here. We'll have to burn a potion next, because I think we don't have a fire rod shot. And does have that potion, so we were right. There was one in there at least.
Yeah, and Fry about to get his go mode here. You know, obviously this feels bad because
go mode items.
About to finish or go mode items, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be a good feeling to know that you were in go mode before your opponent finished, even if it's by not as much. Ooh, Orange missing a torch hit here. Not good.
Yeah, I mean the big thing still is Fry does not have Eastern Big.
Yeah. Yeah. That's huge. That's huge. Oh yeah, you're right.
But here we go. Orange taking down Ganon. Just has everybody's favorite final boss, the 1x3 bridge.
Yeah, get your GGs in chat as long as he makes it across.
And there we go. Orange finishing first place overall today with a 144.49. Get those GGs in chat. And yeah, very great run there by Orange. A sub 145 in Fad Keys. You know, we talk a lot about Fad Keys should be sub 2, but you know, sometimes those seeds just don't cooperate. And today, Orange really pulling it off as we are now joined by Orange. GG.
GG's.
GG.
So, I mean, if we take out the front of this seed, the back half must have felt pretty good.
With how badly the Light World went, I had to play the seed super aggressive, believing I was behind, and I probably was.
So, about that, how many times do you think you climbed Death Mountain before getting Dark World access?
Too many.
I want to say Fry climbed almost twice as many times as you.
What?
Unfortunately, the situation with bombs and magic to get to Hera Basement for that sword and get to Moldorm and all those other little pieces for both of you was really unkind. Fry actually got into Hera Basement, got into Tile Room, got missed the coffee break strat once. And
yeah, I think a Moldorm took him out, right?
And no, it was a tile took him out the one time.
Oh,
and the next time didn't have any bombs or magic in the Moldorm room to get into the vanilla big key room. So for as much troubles as you had, or would say you had, Fry had equally a rough time in that. So
Goodness.
yeah, it was Hera was a rough call for this seed, and I can't blame, you know, all the shout outs to both of you for putting up with that start.
The seed was screaming to do a weaponless Hera, but it was kind of a blessing of disguise to run out of bombs to do anything else in there, because it meant that I wasn't going to come back until I had either more bombs or dipping Eastern for what ended up being required.
Yeah, we were. So basically, what happened? Fry got up there, I think, a little bit before you, but he only had 3 bombs when he walked in the door. You could see him like pause for a second, think about it, and say, "You know what? Nah, I'll come back later." And he didn't even check anything. Left, grabbed some bombs, went and did other checks. I think Saha Eastern, maybe Eastern. I forget exactly. And then eventually, when he did get back, he still didn't really have that much to be able to do it. And then you went and did, after Ice Rod Cave, a few out of logic checks to get Pod and Eastern big key, which was actually huge because it was like, oh, well, there's all these big keys all of a sudden. What the heck's going on? And Fry is now currently looking for Eastern Palace big key.
Oh, no.
Yeah, after he finished Ice, he left. He decided to do other things.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so some of the big things you getting that Tempered Sword before Ice Palace We did find out where the fourth sword was. It was Graveyard Ledge.
Oh, I was never doing that with how I was routing this.
Nope.
I mean, if Smith Chain didn't have anything, that was going to be my next destination, but then Ether popped up, and I was like, well, I'm off the TR.
Yeah, and the Thieves Town Big Chest, we did get to see. Fry did have Thieves Town Small before doing Thieves. So, just $5.
Okay. Well, I had committed to hard last locating that anyway.
Yeah. It was just interesting because we actually saw both of you kind of clear Thieves very similar time frames to each other. So we knew immediately after you finished Thieves whether or not it was going to come back as an issue. But yeah, I mean, overall, there was a slight difference in time clearing Aga, but the plays that kind of also spell the difference that we have now is your early hookshot was one of the big ones, and also this Eastern Big Key. So those are kind of, between Hera, Eastern Big, and hookshot, those kind of are spelling the difference that we're seeing today.
Yeah, I chose to do the Man Under the Bridge over the Zora area because I figured I was going to come back and do Zora area with Catfish later, but that ended up never happening.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did Catfish on this seed, if I remember right. Do you remember that?
I don't think we saw Catfish at all, because we did get to see Zora and the Ledge from Fry. So I feel like Quakefish is way outside of the thought of ever wanting to visit.
Catfish was on my mind, especially after I got the flippers, but I was gonna wait until I was doing the North Dark World checks, like Bumper Ledge, King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge, etc., to do Catfish. And well, with the items that were popping up, I guess Catfish had kind of died.
Funny thing about that Bumper Ledge, by the way, that was your Skullwoods Big Key.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
Fry had gone to check Bumper Ledge and do that along with King's Tomb and the Graveyard Ledge, and we saw a Big Key there. And at that point, we had seen every other Big Key, and we're like, our runners could have had that Big Key.
yeah. When we saw that, we're like, wait, what could that actually be? And for Fry, it obviously was potentially important, being that he doesn't have the Eastern Big.
Would not have been happy if I saw that Big Key.
Yeah, that's definitely a great time for a Fat Keys seed. I don't think anybody will really have complaints for a sub 145 in this mode usually.
Oh, you'll take that all day long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty wild. That's a very nice time. We were kind of like thinking about it. I think when you were in Meyer area, we're like, he just needs, I think, Red Cane and Hookshot to finish the seed, and then whatever medallions. We're like, they're probably just in GT. This is going to be pretty trash. It's already been terrible so far. And then, I guess in a bow at that point. And then it was like you just found everything. We're like, okay.
Yeah, I was in bow GT mode for a long time. It got to a point where I had all the keys I needed, but I still needed 4 actual items for go mode.
Yeah, it's definitely not a situation we ever expect in this mode. So obviously this is game 1 of the week between your two teams. Is game 2 also scheduled, and who's running?
Game 2 is already scheduled, and this Thursday I'm going to be passing the baton to Moodle Charm, who's going to be taking on D Demolisher.
Okay. So any thoughts about Fat Keys as a replacement to 80 Keys?
Sorry, we're seeing the ped pull here from
sorry.
Salty Fry. Gotta just shout it out. And Blind pulls ped, grabs a full heart container.
It's still at 80 keys, but two important things changes with those vanilla Castle Tower keys. First and foremost, it might actually be beneficial to kill Aga early sometimes, such as if you have Bits Dark World access and you're still without a hammer, then you could consider killing Aga for easy access to East Dark World. And the other thing is that it reduces the amount of ice rods you have to hunt from 3 to 1.
Now, I've heard that a lot as, the big reason why most runners love fad keys over AD keys. The one thing I have to question, though, is do you feel like you've had more seeds in this mode with items in GT almost? Or is it you feel that's roughly the same as any 80 key seed?
I think I've actually had less seeds with progression in GT.
Okay.
In fad keys versus ad keys?
There's also a confession I do have to make. This seed is the first seed where I was required to kill Aga early.
Wow, really?
In fad keys. Because all the other practice fad key seeds I did, I was able to save Aga 1 for after GT.
Fair enough.
Maybe I just haven't played the mode enough, but...
No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, even in my own practice recently, I feel like it's been very rare to have many Aga seeds. There's definitely been situations where you want to do Aga early just for that convenience factor, but I don't think I've seen many Aga seeds in this mode. And usually that's one of those things that a lot of, I don't know if it's a proponent or opponent of this mode will say is, you're probably pushing the percentage of Aga a little higher.
Yeah, probably, because the logic knows that the Castle Tower keys are going to be vanilla.
So Fry is into Palace of Darkness right now. We are going to get to see a few extra checks. Sorry?
Oh, he didn't have bow the first time in. I was wondering why he's on this side, because I know he has 5 small keys now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fry's first trip did not have a potion. Orange, your fake flipper, giving you that green potion to make the right side play, kind of paying off a little bit.
That potion was nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were never going to see silvers on this seed, just with how much we had in Turtle Rock available.
That was a nice laser bridge, though.
Yeah. I don't know, I would definitely be concerned, you pull that bow and you go, oh, there's GT mode, and then the next chest, there's Bombos. Oh, good. Especially when you pull Quake earlier on it.
Oh, GT mode. Next check. Oh, go mode.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so let's see. All he needs is to check Hobo, right? That's the thing. Okay.
Hobo is go mode right now, and not a ton of locations left.
That's true. He might. Yeah. Does he have? What does he even really have left? Full
Quake
clear
fish.
pod. Quakefish, Pyramid Fairy, and then I can't see anything else. I think he's done everything else.
Pyramid Fairy's locked behind Eastern.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. So I think he's done everything else. I don't think he has anything else after Quakefish except for Hobo.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is just one of those seeds where, like, a check here, like, in this case, the Hobo, that one little skip there has really set Fry back on this one. But, big shout-outs to Fry for just continuing to run this seed. I think I gotta imagine there's a bit of frustration, but really admire the the drive to finish this one out.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's definitely checking everything. So we've got 19 hearts. He might end up finding silvers here at this rate.
Well, no, because those were in GT, and I can't imagine Fry checks anything in GT.
That's true. That's true.
So Fry working over to that big chest for that last check here in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, this is the last thing he has here, and then
we'll see what the
only thing he has.
is.
Yeah, I think the only thing he has left is Hobo, right?
Hobo and Catfish, maybe. And this might be the Hobo play, so this would be go mode for Fry.
Yeah, this is the last thing he has, and then just has to do Eastern to finish GT.
Does scout out Hylia Island. Unfortunately, hadn't picked that up quite a bit earlier, so another one of those little, ooh, that doesn't feel good moments.
Yeah, finds this in. Well, I mean, if you're watching the race room, you've already seen that you've lost the race at this point. But when you find this, like, oh, this is all I needed to do. It's just bad feeling in general. And officially in go mode with that Eastern Big Key.
Yep, so just has to take down Armos Knights and then begin and go through the GT climb. Although it does accidentally run into that portal.
Oh, whoops, yeah. Yeah, you need to pick up a bomb there or something to just get through it. But we'll be able to clear out Eastern. And
I was going to say, kind of easy to miss those because that portal really blends nicely with the stairs.
Yeah, I wonder if he opens anything to look for silvers at this point, just to finish off the seat a little nicer.
Yeah, I can't imagine too many extra checks, but anything's possible really at this point.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he checks the thing here. Nope, he's just going straight for it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, not much else you can really want. You know where that sword is. Knowing where silvers or not knowing where silvers, you might not even care to look.
Yeah, for sure. At this point, he saw Hylia Island on the way to Eastern Big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, well that's the other sword. Get a little knocked off to the side, but able to clean up the fight still. Very well done to kill Armos.
Yeah, and still has enough arrows to get through our 2 mimic rooms in the GT climb.
Yeah, and now that's all he has left to do is climb Ganon's tower and then kill the big pig. So yeah, just heading up here. Gonna go into the portal, go into GT. Do you think he checks anything else in GT? I know that we saw from Orange's side that the silvers are in GT somewhere. Do you think he checks them in the Elmer room?
I can't imagine. I mean, the 2 chests we saw from Orange definitely were the extent I think most people go for. Yeah, I don't see us getting anything from the basement at this point. I think that's definite a little bit extra uses of time that most runners I don't think ever check at this point.
Yeah, you don't go digging for silvers at this level. If you're in the same room as a chest, you know, you consider looking, but yeah, getting through the mimics, very nicely done. 1 arrow left. I like doing this climb with the bow for the next couple rooms. Like, what's your preference here?
As long as I got Temperance Sword, I'm really not too worried. So I don't always do a lot of extra checks or or changing too much. So I would probably stick to Fire Rod.
Yeah, we never saw half magic either, and I know they have enough potions and stuff that it's not a huge issue, but it's always nice to just be able to burn it all down. And getting to do the NMG landmill fight here, and gets it done very nicely, actually.
Yeah, great 1 cycle there. Yeah, I mean, even with the extra checks we saw from Fry in terms of Mire, I still think this is a sub 170 check on Fry's side.
Yeah, there's what, 27 checks. Maybe he gets the 2. Well, he full cleared like everything else though.
True.
Maybe like 180 at the most. Did he pick up the visible items?
Maybe a few. We did see a couple extra checks along the way.
Yeah, I think he didn't like pick up a map or 2 here and there, but at that point we knew everything.
Nice Moldorm 2 kill and no checks. So, whereas Orange checked 2 chests in GT, Fry decides none of them.
Yep, just heading straight in. You know, Fry is one of the best runners, especially at spoiler modes. He plays a lot of that, so he's very comfortable at any level of equipment for all the fights in this game.
Yeah, really nice 3-cycle Aga 2 there. And just a Ganon fight left. And we'll see if we can get Fry in for an interview, or if not. Fortunately, Ganon deciding to stop teleporting. One of those weird little glitches that happens every so often when you go for that 1-in-1 strat and miss it by a little bit.
Yeah, it might have been like 1 slash just a bit off, but that nice corner though makes it much nicer to not worry about it too much.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had this terrible teleport pattern.
Oh god, yeah, here we go again. Yeah, gets a very nice start to the fight. Probably just going to go for triples here for the rest of the way. And misses the first one, but still has plenty of room to make up for it.
Yeah, those top right corner triples are some of the most brutal in this game. Even if you go for it almost perfectly, sometimes you just don't get enough, that little bit of extra time to hit it.
Yeah, it gets almost down to getting pretty close to frame perfect when it's in that corner. It's annoying, but get your GGs in chat for Salty Fry.
Yeah, huge GGs to Fry on this one. Really sticking this out to finish out the seed. And there we go, crossing the bridge and finishing out this race with a 2:13. Looks like on screen probably about an 05 or so, but according to Race Room, 2:13.07. So GG's to Salty Fry and both of our runners today. And we are now joined by Salty Fried. GG's. Fry, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. That's
So,
probably
GG's.
yeah, GG's. Yeah, that didn't go exactly how I wanted. The beginning was quite a bit of a mess there, but
Yeah. I can only imagine.
I got through in the end. I don't know. I always battle through one way or another.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those seeds that we were kind of like. It was pretty clear that you got super bottlenecked into Aga in kind of a dumb way, and because of what happened to you in taking a death in Hera basement, you were basically about a Aga Tower climb behind Orange at that point, and we were just thinking, well, if there's there's potential for a lot of places later in a seed like this, or in an ad key seed to split up, or for the routing to be divergent enough that depending on who makes what plays, you could definitely make up time there. So we were kind of trying to see if that was possible, but then the seed kind of just kept telling you where to go.
Pretty much. I made a few plays, but it didn't really obviously work there at all. To go into the swamp without the hook shot, that didn't exactly play out like I wanted it to.
Yeah, the hook shot was pretty bad. I think from what we saw on screen, it felt like you made a better choice to go to the mountain after pod, because it allowed you to go back to the portal at in front of Link's house to get back to the Dark World to do other stuff. But small time saves here and there until Eastern Big Key was kind of rude. So.
Yeah, without the hook shot, it never feels great to go all the way back up there just for the Dark World checks. Right? Like, you can't. I can't hover, so that's only the one check in Hook Shot Cave, Super Bunny Cave, and Spike Cave at that point in time. So that doesn't feel great. Sure enough, the hook shot's just sitting there waiting for you, right? So, and I just done what was it? Oh, I was just doing the Smith chain and all that. So I'm like, yeah, swamp's right here. Let's just go right in here and see what happens.
Yeah, and it almost worked out too with Ether and all these things. We were kind of wondering if it made sense for Orange to do that, but then when he found Thieves, because at that point I think he was in Swamp, and then when he found Thieves Town Big Key, there was like, well, I guess you still need a lot of stuff, so doing Smiths after Thieves Town is actually a pretty reasonable play.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it did feel good to get those big keys or whatever that were in there. That felt like at least maybe it was like a decent play. Like, that's why obviously I went right to Thieves Town after that. Didn't get anything out of there, but yeah, how she goes sometimes. Time.
Yeah, we kind of were thinking like the biggest out for you was that Thieves Town Big Chest because of, again, like the way that it ended up being routed from Orange's side was finish up Thieves Town, do Smith Chain, and then get the Thieves Town small on purple chest. It's like, well, that's kind of silly. But yeah, like, what are do you have any other kind of thoughts on the seed? Like anything you thought was interesting or kind of fun about it, or any of that?
I'm not really too thrilled about us kind of being forced right into that sword at the very beginning there. That was kind of meh. Like, other than that, I definitely should have probably gotten to that Eastern Big Key maybe a little earlier on Hobo. That's something I definitely could have routed in at some point in time. I just kind of alienated that right there. So that's something I definitely could have gotten much earlier rather than. I think the other thing I had left was Catfish at that point in time. So that was one of those ones.
Well, yeah, so GG's again to our runners. Sorry that the seed was so rude. Any thoughts going into your to the next match between the teams? Anything that you guys feel like saying?
Hopefully they can make amends for my terrible play in this one, where I gave us absolutely no chance. Yeah. Good luck to everyone.
Best of luck to you too.
All right. Well, thanks a lot again. Thanks. Huge shout out to our runners, Orange and Salty Fry, for running this this race for us today. And I think that's going to be about it for us here. Is there anything else you want to comment on? Radical Sniper?
I've got nothing else. So just a reminder, I guess at this point, as Beer said, follow the runners. Big shout outs, of course, to Vel, our tracker tonight. Was a pleasure working with you again, Beer.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Looking forward to more of these.
Yeah. As of course, this is just day 1 of week 2 of the league, so plenty of fad keys the rest of this week. So lots of restreams are being scheduled. Lots of matches are being scheduled. So if you enjoyed this mode, definitely be sticking around the Speed Gaming networks all this week, because you'll be seeing this. And that's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a lovely rest of your Monday, and we'll see you all next time.